Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vase. I hope I've resolved the microphone problem. I'm at the airport. They have pretty good Wi-Fi here. I tried finding a corner as least quiet as possible, though it's not looking like it's turning out this way. However, hope you guys can see me. I don't see the live chat yet, so I can't check the microphones. It's still loading, so give me 1 second here. And then I'll go to screen share. Not sure why it's not loading. Hold on. I'm gonna. I'm actually not sure if I'm live right now. Unfortunately, I thought the Wi-Fi was good.
Passenger Bowman traveling to Amsterdam, please proceed to gate 409.
So am I live or no? I might have to find another location. This totally did not work out.
Passengers, please proceed to US pre-clearance on the lower level of the pier. Adams, Barfield, and Evans traveling to New York, please proceed to US pre-clearance on the lower level of the pier.
Hey guys, so once again, I'm not sure if I am live on YouTube. Also not sure if that's the link that I tweeted out. Either that or something is not working. Wait, so am I live or not? Now I'm live. Jeez. Okay, that was random. I've been trying to do this for like 10 minutes and it wasn't going live. Can you guys hear me? How's the audio? It's just weird. How's my audio? How's the microphone? I've been trying to go live for like 5-10 minutes and it wasn't working. I don't really mean to advertise Burger King. I had my camera set the other way. You know what? I'm turning my camera off. I had my camera turned the other way because I thought I found that far enough corner. without having other people in the video, but that clearly didn't work out. Let's go straight to screen share. Yeah, guys, lots of technical difficulties, but it's just weird. Shouldn't have been. Internet's decent speed, but it's what we got, so that's fine. Hope the audio is good. I've been having audio issues, so is the audio good? All right, sounds good. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. I couldn't even pull up the charts of Bitcoin last time because I didn't have enough Wi-Fi speed. There's definitely going to be noise around me, so bear with me. It's the best I can do. I'm at the Dublin airport. I'm off to London, teaching my workshop in London tomorrow. So got 3 seats left. So I added a few seats, and this is legit now. Like there's literally 3 seats left. I can't add any more seats. That's the max. You have till till Saturday. Oh, hold on. There was a giant announcement. Montreal is after that, and then we'll deal with Boston. Hey, one person signed up for Boston. Excellent. And I'll figure out Spain probably this weekend. And of course, if you guys like my work and want to keep supporting my work, please check out the affiliates page, which for some reason on the first time around doesn't load TourGuard. Okay, let's go to the charts. I have not looked at the price of Bitcoin in probably 18 hours, okay? As you saw, I did not have enough bandwidth to pull up charts last time. And after that, I went to dinner. After the conference, after that, we went out for drinks. After that, I went to sleep. And this morning, I had to, pack, leave the Airbnb, go to the airport. So this is my first look at charts from about 18 hours ago, okay? So to all of those that say, how come Tone doesn't trade? It's such a silly question. All right, let me, I haven't even thought about what I was gonna say, right? Because I haven't looked at the charts yet. So let's just look at the charts together and see what's going on. So here's the weekly chart. What I had expected this week is to be more of a consolidation. I expected more of a consolidation this week. It didn't really happen. We broke below the bottom line of the triangle. This is not how you want to see the break of a triangle, and because of that, it's going to make price predictions over the next few weeks very, very tricky, okay? Normally, I would say when a triangle breaks below the horizontal support of a descending triangle, it usually takes you straight down the majority of your target. Now, the target from this triangle is massive, so it's never going to get you to the bottom of the target. But, like, for example, had we bounced from the $6,700 area and went back to the $7,500 area, maybe a tad higher over the next few weeks, and then slowly came back down to the bottom of the triangle sometime in mid-July, it would have been like one of the best trades. It would have probably been one of the best trades of the year to short Bitcoin at 6750 if it had pulled back up to 7500 first, then came down to 6750, and then broke the bottom of the triangle. Because we're breaking the bottom of the triangle after a drop from 10,000 to 6,700, it makes it very difficult for the price to go to 5,000 quickly. It doesn't mean that it can't happen. It means that you have to be way more cautious. So, and this is why we pierced it. We will probably make a new closing low this week, but we still cannot get under the prior intra-week low. Now, would have been nice to just put Doug Polk out of his misery with the price of Bitcoin dropping an extra $121, but we'll have to wait on that a little bit, okay? So there's not much else I can say about the weekly candle. We have to let this candle play out. If this weekly candle ends up with a shadow or a wick below the candle that is longer than the body, that means this was a false fake breakdown. It doesn't mean that we're going to go to all-time highs from this false breakdown, but it's like if we pull back up, it's almost like the false breakdown of the first week of April, where we had a really big down week, followed by a really big down week, followed by another week that spent most of its time below the 50-week moving average. And then I felt that the 50-week moving average was getting ready to like be left behind. So same thing can happen with this triangle. So be very, very careful here. Would have been a much easier triangle trade had it happened a month later or even 6 weeks later. Okay, let's go to the daily chart. And yes, we are still the equivalent of 2014, and now you're somewhere in this vicinity of early September of 2014, but the weekly 9 shouldn't come until the actual low, which I expect to be about 5,000. Now, I see someone in the chat talk about the triple bottom. So a triple bottom with lower highs is a descending triangle. It is one of the most probabilistic trades you can make in all of trading across all assets. I absolutely love ascending and descending triangles. It's not perfect. It could have been perfect had we pulled up into 75.50 by mid-July with a 50-week and a 30-week moving average flattening out and turning over. Okay, let's go to the daily chart. Let's zoom this in. Okay, so here's the daily chart. You can see your CMF declining.
U.S. pre-clearance is now
this.
open.
Okay, hold on a second.
Traveling
Announcement.
on American Airlines flight AA723 to Philadelphia. Passengers, please proceed to U.S. pre-clearance on the lower level of the pier.
Okay, so you can see the CMF, which I should probably make blue to be consistent. You can see the CMF trending lower all year, right? You just got a huge low in the CMF. So the sell pressure is strong. However, you have a slight divergence in CMF lows to the current higher levels, which means that this is setting up for a pullback to the upside. Also, the volume on the big drop day is pretty high. the volume on the two drop days, yesterday and day before, if you combine them, the volume is now higher than the initial drop day, which means that it's not as ideal for a dead cat bounce. But there is a substantially higher wick than we've had the prior few weeks on the bottom. And we've now pulled back up. Now, remember what I said. Having a very low 5 candle close makes it very difficult to catch a 9. And 9s are very useful for traders, not very useful for investors on daily time frames, but very useful for traders. Now, if we get an up day tomorrow, this 9 count to the bottom may break, and that is not good for the bulls. If you're a bull, you want a 9 to bounce you to the upside and keep it going up. Now, if we were to get a 9, I would have said most likely outcome 1 to 4 day correction to the upside and then substantially lower lows. If we don't get the 9, it delays the entire process, which means we don't get a 9 on the daily to the downside. We break the count like what happened here. You see how we made it to a 7? And we had this was back in late May. We made it to a 7 on the sequential with a decent 5 close 2 days earlier, way higher than the close of the 7. But then we price flipped with a very strong May 29th. That delayed the potential bottom of the bear market. And if we had gotten a 9, we could have bounced up significantly, but we didn't. Instead, we got a 9 to the upside, topped at 77.50, and once again go down. If we miss the 9 again to the downside, there is a high probability that everything you saw since late May is going to repeat. So you will set up a brand new count to the downside with a 9, making the ultimate bottom in Bitcoin even lower than it otherwise could have been. So I need to wait for the current day to close. The day just started. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning in New York. It's 9 a.m. UTC time. We don't close till midnight. So I need to see tomorrow's candle.
Traveling to New York, please proceed to gate 402.
So the daily chart right now is pretty neutral. You are on a 6 of 9, but already seeing some bounce. I really don't think we're gonna break 6,000. I mean, again, I didn't think we would get this low as we already have. I didn't think we would fall to 6150. I really thought that we would, stay above 6,500 for the rest of the week, but we had fallen lower. Like I said, it makes it trickier to judge forward. Let's take a look at the 12-hour chart. Let's see what we got. So the 12-hour chart is only on a 4 of 9. And the 4-hour chart is cleaner. You see how we caught our 9, and now we can be fairly confident that we have a so we have a sequential. We have a countdown going now. I have it hidden. Let me open it. Oh wait, I have to do this. See, you have a 1, 2, and a 3 on the countdown. So now you're playing the countdown to a 13, probably in the vicinity of this arrow, right? Now this pullback on the 12-hour is probably gonna take you up to 6750, the area of the breakdown, and then from there the bearish trend should resume. And while the CMF is giving you a little bit of divergence, your RSI is confirming the weakness with a lower low, and your MACD is trending lower. So not much good on a 12-hour chart. But remember, not only have we fallen a lot since the 7th of June, basically the day I left for Europe, not only have we fallen a lot since then, we have fallen a lot since the 5th of May. So there can certainly be over-leveraged bears primed for another short squeeze like the one that took place on the 12th of April. Now, this short squeeze will not take you as high as the prior one did, but can we pull back up to the bottom of the triangle trend at 72, 7,300 before resuming the drop to 5,000? Yes, we can. Here's a 4-hour chart, and once again, the 4-hour chart is proving itself with the sequential system. Hold on, another announcement. The 4-hour chart continues to prove itself using the sequential because it timed the bottom yesterday absolutely beautifully. I wonder what time this took place. Wow, this took place at 8 p.m. last night. So, oh wait, yeah, 8 p.m. UTC time. So that means that at 4 p.m. UTC time, we had this 8th candle, the beautiful hammer candle. Now, I streamed during this candle, but I did not have the bandwidth to pull the chart. So I had absolutely no idea the 4-hour was on an 8, giving you a hammer, followed by a doji on the following candle. This is a perfect short-term trade. Now, I'm going to sound like a broken record here. What do you do when you get this situation? Remember, candlestick formation is my #1 priority. Let's take a look at volume. Volume is strong. Now, those that remember what I said a couple of weeks ago about volume, I treat volume differently than many traders. When I have a hammer candle with a wick longer than the body, this volume to me screams bullishness. It should be green, not red. If I can change the color of only this volume bar, I absolutely would, and I would color it green. This tells me that I have strong bounce in this hammer candle, followed by a doji candle that did not even come close to the lows, setting you up for a beautiful reversal. Now, two things going on. The most likely outcome is a 1 to 4 candle reversal. We had a strong 1, a doji on 2, and notice how on the current 4-hour candle, it's a shooting star candle, which means if this candle is to close the way it looks now, with after 2.5 more hours to go, the current 4-hour candle, and this is being streamed. What do we got here? This is Thursday. What's the date? Thursday, June 14th at 9:25 UTC time. What we are looking at is negative volume. This is strong selling. It doesn't mean that the candle is going to close this way, but if it does, your 1 to 4 candle correction of the 4-hour 9 after a hammer on a combo 13. I mean, you can't get a more probabilistic trade. If I had to equate this situation to, let's say, poker, I mean, I'm not, I should probably take a look, and you have a MACD cross. Beautiful. And look at your CMF. It's already, your CMF was already trending up as these two candles were forming. if I was to equate this to a poker, you literally got dealt, you know, pocket jacks, pocket queens, and you play that hand. You may not win, but you play that hand. It's about as perfect of a trade on a 4-hour as you can get, with like multiple ducks lining up in a row. You now have your third candle dead cat bounce. As long as it stays below this dotted line, it shouldn't lead you to significant upside. So it's very, very possible that the bounce off of 6150 or 6107 on Bitfinex and 6120 on Stamp, um, it's the 4-hour chart is telling you that this bounce is pretty much almost over. Now, your 12-hour chart is saying that it could last a little bit longer into 6750, and your daily chart is very tricky. It's telling you that this bounce can go all the way to 7,000, breaking your 9. But your 4-hour chart is telling you, hey, those pocket queens that you had, uh, uh, that you played, and if you didn't win that hand before that river comes out, you should be getting a little nervous because someone is taking you to the river and there is a flush draw, right? So you should have taken that hand down earlier. I guess maybe Doug Polk's watching, so I'm throwing poker analogies, which he can school me on later. It's all right. Maybe he'll bait me into a heads up poker game and get that money back, which I've been known to get suckered into stupid bets. Um, Here's the 1-hour chart. Not only, oh wow. So your 1-hour chart, that was the low. Let me see what volume looks like. You guys know me. I hate trading volume. Beautiful. See, again, a candle like this, a candle that took place on the 9th hour of June 13th. So the 9th hour of UTC, so exactly 12 hours ago, the 9th hour UTC time yesterday, June 13th, this giant red candle is, you know what? Hold on one second, guys. I want to optimize my battery usage because I'm on battery power. That candle that took place, it was a expanded range candle, a big drop in price, but look, it had no wick. And the prior huge red candle, huge red volume, the wick was significantly smaller than the body. Both of these are monster cells. You see this candle? Look at how massive the wick is. This is not a, a red volume. This should be a green volume because there was more buying than selling during this hour. It's just that the selling came first and the strong buyers came in later, and it just didn't have enough time to make it a green candle. It just needed a few more hours, right? But look at the volume on the following two candles that almost made this candle green, and that volume is tiny. So the majority of the volume took place during your red candle. That was the intra low. Look at your money flow. Look at the hourly CMF. You see how the CMF is almost positive on a red candle that opened at 63.75 and closed at 62.77. So it dropped $100 in price when as almost more money came in than went out. This is, I mean, I'm sure Nick will comment on this. He's the big CMF guy. He's the big OBV guy. I just started paying attention to the stuff more recently because, hey, you can only do so much. That was your bottom. But look at the counts. The count was only on a 3. It made it to an 8. It gave you a hammer. And then, boom, it gave you a 9. Granted, it was a 9 that didn't stay 9. It converted to a 1 by the time the candle closed. But when this candle opened, And for the majority of that candle, this was a 9. Yet again, poker analogies here. You got like pocket jacks using the 1 hour time frame, coming off of like pocket queens on the 4 hour time frame. And beautiful timing of the trade with the 1 hour chart in line with your 4 hour chart. And then boom, you catch your candle, your 5 candle here. And then the 9 stopped you. You went up further. It is
US pre-clearance is open for passengers
another
traveling on
announcement.
Delta Airlines flight DL045 to New York. Passengers, please proceed to US pre-clearance on the lower level of the pier.
Now look, you see this red line? See this red line right here? It pulled back right into this line and it just can't break above it. And in an hour or two, the 50 period moving average is gonna meet the price. And there is a 50-50 shot, are we gonna break above it? So your 1 hour pullback to the breakdown level has completely retraced and it should be setting up for more downside. Your 4 hour pretty much did the same, but you still have room to this setup trend dotted line and your CMF is expanding. So it looks like the lower level time frames that gave you
announcement on Aer Lingus flight EI163 to London Heathrow. This flight is now boarding through gate 407 and not 409 as previously advised.
I think that's the flight right before mine. That's exactly where I'm going. I don't know if you guys heard that. So, but it looks like it's already winding down. So the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame that gave you the perfect trade overnight, well, night in Europe where I was, that gave you the perfect trade overnight. These things are now telling you, hey, it might reverse, go back down, but your higher level time frame still tell you there's a little bit of room. So you have a little bit of, you know, I would lean more bearish here than bullish, but trading right now is not easy. Okay, it's just not. Also, I just noticed, so on my last live chat, somebody asked me, where would I set the stop loss? And I said I'd set it somewhere in this vicinity. And it was literally exactly on the hit before the breakdown. And I also said, hey, here's your breakdown line. This is when you can probably reshort. And if you got stopped out at the top and you missed the drop on a short play completely, that's unfortunate. And that's trading. That's why trading is not a joke and it's not easy and it's one of the hardest jobs in the world. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It really is that hard. I'm gonna look at your questions. Let me see what other. I haven't even opened these yet. Like I said, I just opened up my computer here at the airport, and now we're live streaming. This is gold. It's still trending. It's breaking your 9 to the downside, so it's totally neutral. I'll wait, leaning bearish. Let's see what's going on with the stock market. No, this is still gold on a lower time frame. Doesn't mean anything. I have not been looking at the live chat, guys, so I really hope that the volume is good and everything is good. The NASDAQ daily is on a 6 of 9, but the NASDAQ weekly is on a 9, which is why, again, it's a tricky situation. Will you make it to a 9 daily? I hope you do, because, again, going to poker analogies, with a 9 weekly and a 9 daily showing up, let's say, on Tuesday or Wednesday, is almost like, you know, you're being dealt pocket queens, pocket kings. If we break the daily count, and go to a red 1, you're dealt pocket 9s, pocket 8s. It's good enough to play, but it's definitely not as good as more ducks lining up in a row. S&P is on a 913. You're already seeing weakness on the weekly, and the daily is on a, I gotta refresh. The daily is on a 9, and look at the strong reversal. Now, the trading day in the US, has it even started yet? No, it hasn't even started yet. So you had a 9. So tomorrow is going to be a new one, right? So boom, you had a daily 9 on the same week as a weekly 9. This was an absolute beautiful shorting opportunity. I think that's it. I don't think I really have anything else. I'm not really going to talk about Facebook and NVIDIA again. Let me look at the live chat. Am I still overall bearish? Yes, I am. What I am like couldn't be any more certain that we are gonna go to 4,975. Can we bounce from that and go to 50,000? Maybe. I do think there'll be a lower low. Check out my other trading Bitcoin videos. They explain what I think will happen after 4,975 gets hit. Let me look at some of your questions. Again, you can catch my attention easier by writing the capital word question, by starting with my name with an @ symbol, or the best way to catch my attention, put in a tip. Even if it's just $1, it will certainly catch my attention because of the way YouTube displays it for everyone, basically. So someone is sticking with the poker analogy, right? So assuming you had pocket jacks, what would a jack on the turn look like?
Alicia Ingalls, please pick up the nearest courtesy telephone. That's Alicia Ingalls. Please pick up the nearest courtesy telephone.
Okay, so let me explain that part, right? So here's your weekly 913, right? Inside this weekly 913, you got a daily 9 at the top, right? So you got a jack, maybe even a queen. You just got a queen on the first card being dealt to you. Yesterday on Wednesday, so 2 days later, you got your second queen for pocket queens. What would a queen on the turn look like? Well, another queen on the flop would look like a stock market day tomorrow that's down 20 points on the S&P. And another queen on the turn is a stock market the day after going down 3 or 4%. It means you're only going to lose if you're an idiot and you fold. Because if you're up 5%, 4% in the stock market in a matter of days, you can't lose on that trade. You can either take your profit, take the money, go all in, make people fold, or set a stop loss. Set a stop loss significantly higher than your short entry. And there's no way you can lose other than a black swan. And a black swan being something happened, the stock market doesn't let you exit, the stock market is closed for 2 weeks, and when it reopens, it's higher. And the only time that happens is usually when it crashes. Like an example, when 9/11 occurred, the stock market was closed for 4 days. And when it opened lower. So if you had bullish perfect trades and the stock market doesn't trade for 4 days, and you had options and those options expired, you had a problem. So there you go, guys. Let's see if there's any other good questions. Should you exit your technical trade before known unknowns? I like exiting 80% of my winning trades before known unknowns. A known unknown is, for example, the SEC is going to say whether there will or won't be a Bitcoin ETF. You know when they're going to say it, but you don't know what they're going to say. So unless you have very strong conviction of you have some knowledge or you're certain about what they're going to say, then you can keep that trade accordingly if it's your trade is in line with the expected reaction of what they're going to say. The other thing you would do, and I advise this, please, if you want to know about known unknowns, what I will tell you is the best way to understand the concept of known unknowns in the world of Bitcoin is I'm going to make this big screen. I'm going to go to, 2017 March. I don't know why it doesn't let me do that. 2017 03 whatever 01. Okay, let's go there. Nope, not that. Okay, this candle was a known unknown. Look at how horrible this candle is. Theo Goodman, I don't know if he made this up or not, but he referred to this candle as the Darth Maul candle, and I think that's very, very fitting. This is a known unknown. Now, this was the day the SEC said that there was not going to be a Bitcoin ETF. Please go back to the videos from May 1st. Sorry, not May, March 1st. March 1st until the March 10th announcement. There wasn't that many. I was not doing daily videos. There was probably 2 or 3 videos during that 10-day stretch. Please go to my YouTube channel, okay, and watch these videos. Maybe World Crypto Network as well, because I talked about price there. I had a 9 on the 2nd of March at an all-time high. I advised everyone to not be in the market going into this massive known unknown, okay? You had an unreasonable amount of time, 4 days, hell, 5 days to get out at the all-time high of 1,300 or just under 1,290. I told everyone to get out because the expectation, you see this monster run up? This monster run up, this drop. Look at, oh wow, look at this, another perfect 913. Look at this, your aggressive 13, sequential 13, combo 13, and a 9 sell. This is pocket aces. I'm sorry, guys. No, I'm sorry, it's not pocket aces. My bad. It's pocket kings. Pocket aces would have been if this candle would have been a reversal candle. If it had a little bit of a wick at the top, that would have been pocket aces. This is pocket kings, okay? Somewhere in the middle of the following candle, you're getting another king on the turn, or you know, a potential for like a flush or whatever, right? Enough with the poker analogies. You get the point. This run up, this was the Chinese government shows up at Chinese exchanges, crashes the price. But hey, I'm a technical analyst. I don't believe in fundamental analysis, right? I don't believe in news, okay? The market crashed because it was a 913 at the high, not because the next day Chinese regulators showed up at BTC China and OKCoin, all right? I will take my TA over random news any day of the week, all right? This stupid run up to 1,300 was saying half of the YouTubers, 80% of the YouTubers, the same YouTubers you guys throw in my face that have no idea what they're doing, were saying that there is at worst a 50-50 chance of the Bitcoin ETF being approved. Some YouTubers were saying there was an 80% chance that the Bitcoin ETF is going to be approved. And I was saying there was a 5% chance that the Bitcoin ETF was going to get approved. Go back to the videos, World Crypto Network. I was laughing at the idiots on YouTube saying that the ETF had a realistic chance. The ETF had no chance, okay? Now, because everyone on YouTube that has no clue what they're doing and shouldn't even be, trading, let alone telling people how to trade, all right? All of these people had the action of Bitcoin grossly overvalued. It was overvalued to the point
US pre-clearance is now open for passengers traveling on Aer Lingus flight EI-137 to Boston. Passengers, please proceed to US pre-clearance on the lower levels up here.
So, even if the ETF was going to get approved, the price was going to crash because it was overvalued. You knew for a fact that the ETF was going to get approved. And idiots told me for a fact it was going to get approved because I got a point.